Okay, thank you. Um, Good evening. This is the Townsend Finance Committee calling the meeting to order on October 24th at 5:34 PM. As we have remote members, a roll call attendance, please.
Geraldine Bazikas.
Andrea Wood.
Josh Levitt.
Thank you. And John Hayes. That being 4 members, we have a quorum, so we are good to go. This meeting is being recorded and being played live on Channel 9. The reminder that meetings hosted by TCAM will be recorded, posted to the Townsend YouTube channel, and rebroadcast on Townsend's Channel 9. By participating in any meeting hosted by TCAM, you are giving your tacit permission and for your image, likeness, and voice audio to be recorded and replayed and posted online by TCAM. Okay, next item on the agenda, 1.4, additions or deletions. I have no additions at this point. Does anybody, or deletions, anybody else have anything they would like to add to the agenda?
I can't remember the bottom of the agenda, but do you have on there about the special town meeting?
I do.
November? Okay.
So under new business, we have, review and discuss. So in the work session, item 3 is the special town meeting.
Great. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, if nothing else needs to be added, we'll continue into the work session. 2.1, the review of the Finance Committee report document that had been put together. We reviewed it on October 10th, and I apologize, I just got it out to everybody earlier today, the changes. I'll bring them up. I am sharing them online. The one item, the main item that was missing in the first section in the process was the school budget submission. And I've identified that the school budget has been submitted late in the process, which makes setting the final budget numbers and adjustments yeah, okay, and determining if there is potential for 2.5 override. I'll clean that up a little bit.
Don?
Yeah.
There's not, it's just a typo.
Yep.
In this. It's in the third sentence from the end. You have bass instead of base.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Corrected. Yeah. Yeah. Spell check didn't pick it up. As that was a valid word. And grammar didn't get it.
That's the problem with spell check.
Yeah. Okay, that has been updated. And then the only other change was fixing. There was an item that on page, it was page 3 at the time. Now it's page 4. I had an item E and it was blank, so I just removed that bullet item and cleaned that up. So that should make us complete on the document, unless there's any other questions.
I have, I'm so sorry. I always seem to have some problems with something. I have a couple of problems throughout the thing.
Okay.
I don't, on page 3, on the balanced budget piece that you got up there, it's not, I don't think it's ours to change, but somebody should change it. Because in the third paragraph, the fourth sentence from the end, it tells about one-time monies you can't use,
Yeah,
and in there it has enterprise fund. The water department is based on an enterprise fund.
right,
So that can't be money they can't use.
right,
All right. Just
okay,
that bothered me just for future reference. I wanted to make it.
okay,
And the
yep,
school budget, we did that.
yeah,
And then on page 4, on line D,
okay, yeah,
oh, it's so small I can't read it now.
yeah, so let me blow it up, hang on, it's kind of like,
You should drop the word method in there. Thank you.
yeah.
Create an automated method to be developed.
Yeah,
Oh, I
yeah,
guess it's a method be developed. Yeah, the
yeah,
language to be corrected.
we could do
Yeah.
2B, that's fine,
Okay.
yeah. Yeah, it's kind of like, that's a suggestion from us coming in, I mean, there's a couple of things that I can think of that we could do, to try to help us so that we don't have those questions about, do we have the right and proper description on an account or the proper account number, that kind of thing. When we were seeing those, municipal transfer requests, we were marking them up and changing them and passing them on to the,
I think it's about putting some sort of control in place, like an automated control.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
We're-
Oh,
we're- yeah.
I wasn't disagreeing with the concept, just with the
What
writing.
what the
Yeah.
English is, so, I'll shrink it just a tiny bit, see if we can get the whole thing in here. Okay, yeah. And again, that's, create an automate.
And then in number 2, shouldn't it be, is there, not just there a maximum?
Okay, yeah. Or should we set a maximum? Is there? No, it's an is there, and I have not,
When we went over this before, Eric read from his thing that they had done away with that. But the way he did it, I wasn't so certain if it was for cities and towns or just for cities.
right, yeah, because they do set, different pieces, because of the way the cities are run differently with, city councilors and mayors and things versus the towns that is voted by the town budget, so, I know generally there can be differences, so, I have just recently reached out to, somebody at DLS, just to make contact, so, I can reach out and, see if I can, get some information to, point us in a direction so that we can reference, the actual lines in the general law or in their in the DLS guidance.
Okay. And then on page 5, the form, and this is just me, but I always have problems with this, is to reverse the order to say that that the money is going to, how is it down there, to be transferred from,
Mm-hmm.
to be transferred to. I always thought it should be transferred from to. It's not, it doesn't make any difference. If you like it this way, it's fine. But I
No,
think
it's the form. It's kind of like we can go through and make further questions because we're talking about developing a tool to do it. maybe a
Yeah.
box in the middle, and the from and to is a box in the middle of the document, showing this information, so that rather than being laid out, it'll be laid out a little bit more straightforward.
Okay,
With
and
those-
then, in the balance remaining,
Yeah.
that's always very deceiving on the thing, because they take the one amount, subtract it from the other, and give the amount remaining. It's
Mhm.
not the amount remaining, though, if the transfer goes through.
Mhm.
And I think that's kind of confusing. I don't know if there's any way to change that, but that's
Yeah.
what happened, because they have down there just the amount that they have in
Mhm.
that account, rather than what the amount will be if the transfer goes through.
Yeah, so almost, yeah, I get it. It's kind of like on the from, have the beginning balance, the amount that's going to be transferred, and then the balance if the transfer is completed.
Right.
Okay. Yep. That again, I think is helpful for everybody to, in the process as they're reviewing it and signing it, that we do that.
Are you ready
Okay.
for one more?
Sure.
On
Yep.
page 7,
Yeah. Yeah.
down at the bottom, you have
Yeah.
Ather, ATHER, instead of other.
Okay. Let's go find the next one. Yeah. I just,
Those are just little mistakes that happen. That's no big deal.
yeah, and
But considering this is going to go to everybody, I figured we wanted to try to look our best.
yeah, I agree. It's kind of like and that's why I want to do it. And thinking about it, it's probably, it's a document we've reviewed here. It's part of the meeting. I'm thinking I should speak with the webmaster and get it posted on the webpage too, on the web.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, that way if anybody's looking, they can see what our recommendations and evaluations were for the budget process last year and trying to get better for going forward, so. So if we're, I know it's, Andrew's been going through and we've updated it. Josh, do you have anything?
I don't have anything, but I could take another pass at it. And just to Andrew's point, putting our best foot forward. So I'm happy to do that if you can recirculate it. But I didn't have any other, nothing really jumped out at me though.
Okay, yep, I will, and I'm gonna say, generally, as I make changes, I changed the letter on the end, so I did this one was a B, so it was different than the first one, so we can see the revisions going forward rather than trying to do it in a single document. I think with these changes were so small that we did during the meeting, I'll keep it as a B. And now, you know what? I'm gonna make it C. I'm gonna save it as C, and we're gonna redistribute as C, so that we know we all have the most recent copy. I know there's other ways to manage it, but I just keep going that. Okay, so we are at version C going forward with the changes that were made tonight. Jerry, anything from you?
No.
Okay. Then we'll take it from here. We'll have Josh review it one more, and if you've got anything, Josh, you send it back, and I'll make the updates. I'll forward it out to you.
Okay, that sounds good. Thank you.
Okay? So, shoot. Okay, so that is everything for the budget review process. Next, I had the current BVA report, and I apologize. I had received it, but I had to dig it out of spam. So I will get that out to everybody, and that was the October 7th. So when we'll see the November report shortly. So we'll have two and we can compare. The report is just pretty much the full budget with the dollars used to date for each one. So if there's anything outstanding, we have anything that looks like it's overconsumed at this point, we can go back and try to get explanations for it, see how the budget is doing. So I apologize, there's not much more on that since I didn't send it out for review. It's kind of like, now, next item 3, review and discuss the special town meeting. I have only been picking up little bits of information. It looks like the water department meeting was going to have warrant articles, but I didn't get a copy of the warrant yet. I don't think it's been prepared. But Andrea, I think you have more information.
Well, a little bit. They discussed it at their last meeting, at the last selectmen's meeting. And as far as I could see from what they had, there were, I think, 4 articles that,
Okay.
and I believe they closed the warrant, and they may have posted it by now. I'm not sure. I don't know the posting times. I know there's a certain amount of time before the meeting you have to have it posted. But the first article is some old bills. They didn't delineate the old bills and tell what they were or what they were for. So I have no idea what those were.
Yeah.
And the rest of them are very necessary to go to a special town meeting, but they're more technical things.
Okay.
You can ask
Yeah, I'm here, Andrea. I'm pulling it up.
oh, all right, thank you.
You're welcome.
She's now sorry she stayed in the room.
Yeah, I knew that always happens. You think you're just looking at the mousetrap, and all of a sudden you're in the middle of a have a heart.
But your synopsis was pretty much what I remember, but I'm trying to look up the exact one, because you're right, we did close it.
And it sounds like then the only ones that we may need to make recommendations are on the old bills, but if they're old bills, they gotta be paid.
Yeah,
But it would be nice to see what they are and how we miss them.
Okay.
right, because that's one of the things that goes along with that part of the budget review about doing away with money from articles and from old from budgets that's not going to be used.
Right.
And some of these maybe should have been reviewed, more money to, like, for example, street lighting. The street lighting budget, or the last payment for street lighting in a year comes in August. So
Okay.
they always have to hold money over
Mhm.
in order to pay that. If they
Yeah.
forget it, then it goes as an old bill. Where the healthy practice would be just to, I always want to say earmark, and that's the wrong word for what you do when you hold money into a budget, and I can't think of the correct word.
Yeah, I can't think of it either, and I'm thinking of allocation, you know, it's money allocation that has to stay from last year's budget into this year's budget and not be counted towards free cash because it's already, it will
Right.
be used in a bill from the prior year.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, I don't see where they put it out here.
Hmm,
I'm sorry about
okay.
that.
No, thank you. Thanks for looking. Appreciate it, Teresa.
So that's something we could request from Eric.
Yes, yeah, we'll get a copy of the warrant and, if need be, we'll schedule a quick meeting to do the vote on it. Or review it and we'll get the details of the list. And again, we need to know where the money's coming from. It's kind of like, I believe there's a little bit of money in free cash that hadn't been used, might be available. So we'll see where it's,
Oh, he also said that the new free cash number should be certified by the time of the special town meeting.
really, that's early, wow, okay.
That's what I thought, but that's what he said.
What did I
Okay.
say? What was gonna be broken?
Free cash would be certified from FY '23, would be certified before the meeting. I know we always used to fight it when we were trying to do a meeting in December, because usually January is when they do it, so. Okay, I'll take a look at that too, that'll be good. I'll have that conversation with Eric, because it would have been nice to, if there were two things on our list could have been put in there. One for that fund that was paying bills from the 2012 special town meeting article, and then the other one is the fire energy line. That make sure there's enough in there. Okay, so more to follow on that, and we'll try to get a quick meeting set up so that we can vote on that and get any questions answered before the meeting.
It's such a simple town. There's so few articles that rather than putting out a separate sheet for our recommendation,
Yeah.
because perhaps there'll only be one article, the old bills article, that we'll
Yeah.
make a recommendation on. I've not seen the warrant as such. I'd only heard them talk about it.
Yeah.
That maybe we should attach our recommendation underneath the article rather than as a separate sheet.
That could very well be the way we should go on this one. We've got enough time to close the warrant early enough. And so if we can get a copy of that from Eric, I'll try to schedule something as quickly as possible following the rules that we have it posted for 2 days. So I may be in touch with everybody to get a time for that.
I thought the warrant wasn't gonna close until November 5th.
It has to be closed at least 2 weeks before, which to me would be November 1st. But it may need to be closed by even October 31st because there's a holiday in there. I don't know if the holiday counts or not. So it's either Halloween or,
Right,
or the 1st of November.
okay.
It's not necessarily closed. It's gotta close earlier than that. That's the posting. It's gotta be posted 14 days prior to the meeting.
Didn't Terry just say that it has been posted already?
No, I can't find that
I
it's
think
been
he-
posted.
Oh,
Yeah,
It's
okay.
been closed. We did close it at our meeting.
Oh, it's closed.
yes,
Okay.
yes.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. Terminology, it's kind of like, the warrant's closed, but it hasn't, we haven't seen it posted yet, so that will happen. And what I wanted to do next, I put the item on here, and it probably deserves to be under new business rather than the work session. I wanted to establish process and procedures documentation for the municipal transfer requests and the reserve fund requests. And so moving forward, we can, I'll get something a little bit identified and formatted, and then get it out, and then we can maybe have people choose which one they want to work on and work together to write the procedures that need to be followed. And again, this relates to the reserve fund request we had. That was in the inbox from the police chief. The account still had the $16,000 in it, and so our policy has been that the amount has to be depleted before we put reserve fund money in there, so that we'll continue to hold that one, because of it, and being a 5,000 drawer, it's probably gonna go under later in the year. So at that point, we'll look at it and vote on it at that point. So we'll continue to watch, and that's why this reviewing the BBA is a good thing to do. We can continue to monitor when that account is gonna need it, and we can take action at the appropriate time.
Hey, John, I apologize. I have to drop. Is there anything we need to vote on at all that you need my vote?
No, I don't think so. And then, we just had, the next things were the November meeting, which is now going to be to review the warrant, and then December 12th. So we're pretty well done, so.
Okay.
If,
All right. Thank you. Everybody have a nice evening.
okay, thanks, Josh.
Okay, you're done.
Hey, and I think, yeah, with that, we need to entertain those that remain, entertain the motion to adjourn.
So moved.
I'll second.
At 6:02 PM. Roll call vote.
Gerald Bezikas, yes?
Andrea Wood, yes.
Hayes, yes. We stand adjourned. Thank you.